Hey, it's Don Thornton, and this is the very first video I'm doing for my YouTube channel, Don the Short Sale Guy Reminisces. And what am I doing this for? It's just very basic. You know, uh, I like to write. I'm a big writer, and I've had a project for, I don't know, about 20 years or more, almost 30 years. I've kept a journal, I've kept, life history and so forth. But, technology's changing. And honestly, I don't have time to write like I used to. And I've got carpal tunnel in my wrist, so it's hard to type for very long. I just thought, you know what? I'm just gonna start just doing some YouTube videos about my life, and hopefully my family my family will get some value from it. That they some stories that they may not have heard or whatever, and I'll leave something behind. And for anybody else who's interested, I mean, my life's an open book. I don't mind sharing on YouTube. So today I wanted to talk about my mission to Finland. For those of you who may or may not know, I did serve a Mormon mission to Finland. I was in Finland. I was there from 1985 until 1987, and it was a cool time. It was probably one of my favorite most favorite times in my life was going over there. And I went over there when I was 21. I just finished my freshman year of college. And for those of you who don't know how Mormon missions work, you don't get to choose where you go. I mean, you send in your application, and you do a bunch of tests and so forth. And one of the tests they do is how what your language aptitude is. And apparently, I must have scored pretty high because they sent me to Finland of all places, which is one of the hardest languages in the world to learn. I got over there. I went to the Missionary Training Center in July of 1985. Spent 2 months there doing some just you know massive immersion. Throw all of this finish against the wall and see what sticks, and then send you over. They sent me over to Finland in September um, at the end of September of 1985. And the very first city I had was Mikkeli. And I like Mikkeli. Mikkeli was a great city. It's a little small town in, I would say, um, central southern Finland. And I got there like I said, in the September. I was jet lagged. It was so weird because you get in, and you go to the mission president's house, and you spend a night, and then the next morning they send you on a train, and you're I didn't speak very much Finnish, like I said. I'm on this train. I had to make two transfers, and I was paranoid as heck that I was gonna, end up going to the Russian border or something by mistake. But I made it. And my companion, that's what we call him, your partner, whatever you want to call it, your partner, whatever you want to say in the missionary work. He met me, and this is where I was at, and I loved Mikkeli. Mikkeli was a great first city, and it was uh, it was an interesting apartment. We had this is the it was a crappy apartment. It We called it the Palace as a sarcastic joke because it was a hole. It was basically a hole in the wall, and it had a toilet but nowhere to shower. So we had to walk every morning. We had to walk about, I don't know, or we took our bikes mostly, but about an hour, not an hour, I'm sorry, about a mile away from the palace. And we had to join a squash place. And if we want to take a shower, we had to go there and go to the locker room and take a shower. So that was pretty funny. And but it was a very small congregation, lots of little kids. And this is one kid that I made friends with. His name was Marcus. And just to show you, winter sports are king over there, and Finns are really good about ski jumping. So this was him. He gave me a picture before I left the town, of him practicing ski jumping as a kid. I mean, look at him, no fear. I'd be scared crapless if I did that. The best memory I have of Finland, or my mission in Mikkeli, was when before I left, it got really cold. It was like 30 below, And so the one of the members had a sauna. Actually, in Finnish it's called sauna, but they had a sauna, and they invited us to come over before I left because I got transferred to a different city, and they had this thing called Avanto, if you can see here. And this is basically where they took a chainsaw and they cut through the ice. And after sauna, you would run, out the sauna because it's very hot, and then you dive into they had a lake. They had a lakeside house, and so basically, this is me in 30 below weather, buck naked, jumping in the frigid water. And let me tell you something. It was great. I mean, we jumped, once you've been in there, we stood for about 15, 20 minutes and the steam was pouring off of me but you weren't cold and it was great. And, I loved Finnish saunas. I mean, no matter where we were at, every what do you call it? Every Friday or Saturday, you would have a sauna night in your apartment. So we loved it, just absolutely loved it. So anyway, that's what happened. That was my first city in Finland, and I was there from end of September of 1985, and then I was transferred. I was transferred before Christmas, around the 15th of December, to Helsinki, and I'll probably talk about that later, but in a different video. But this is, like I said, my first town in Finland. I loved it. It was great, and it's the first time I fell in love with Finland and I've been back. I don't know, hundreds of times. I don't know if it's hundreds of times, but maybe at least 100 times since I left Finland after my mission was over. And it always have a great place in my heart. I still speak Finnish, and I still remember the first script that I got. It was like, useimmat ihmiset uskovat johonkin korkeampaan olentoon, vaikka he saattavat käyttää hänestä eri nimiä. Me uskomme. Well, I forgot. See how long it's been. Well, it's been like 35 years, so give me a break. But what it meant was, most people believe in a higher being, although they have different names for it. And then, that was like the first. That was like the first thing when you met someone or you were going to knock on a door or something. That's what you said. We were going to introduce ourselves as missionaries, Mormon missionaries. But anyway, that's the video about my first town in my mission in Mikkeli. And, I will post something in a few days about my next town. Thanks a lot.